Hi, my name is Erin Martin Post. I'm one of the data advocates at Shipyard. This is part of our Captain's Compass series, where we pick a question that we've seen in our own community or another data-oriented community. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about business intelligence, and I've invited my friend from ThoughtSpot to have a little bit further of a discussion. So without further ado, I will let him introduce himself.
Hey, I'm Sonny Rivera, Senior Analytics Evangelist at ThoughtSpot, and I'm super excited to be on Captain's Compass.
So my question for you, Sonny, is what do you think is the biggest impact of generative AI on business intelligence and analytics?
Well, let me start by saying I believe that every organization will be better off if more people are using data and analytics on the front lines of their jobs every day. So with that in mind, I really believe that generative AI is making data and analytics more accessible to everyone, not just that technical analyst, not just that person that was formally trained in how to use data and how to make inferences from that data. So I think that's a huge shift. We're really talking about democratizing data and putting it into the hands of where it can do the most impact, not just with executives and business leaders, but with folks on the front lines. And there's a ton of examples of where companies are pushing out data and analytics, whether it's through embedded analytics or other forms, directly into the hands of frontline operators. Think about pushing it out into stores, into retail, into restaurants. These aren't folks that are data analysts. These are folks that are experts in running their business domain. So I think that's going to have a huge impact in that space. Another thing I think it's going to do is make analytics more invisible. You're not going to see the BI tools, the analytics tools on the front line like you see them today. They're going to be more and more embedded into the applications. And again, those workflows that the frontline users are doing, whether it's scheduling, point of sale, customer interactions, making sure their stores are running, making sure their trucks are running. I think analytics is going to be embedded into almost all of those platforms, and with a natural language interface and generative AI to generate the visualizations, to generate the insights that are needed for those particular use cases. So I think those are two huge impacts. For the analyst role itself, imagine the case where you want to do what-if scenarios. Well, generative AI can generate massive amounts of data from multiple scenarios and allow you to do scenario planning. Of course, we have natural language queries where we can, type or speak the queries in the language that we normally use. And then there's natural language search, just like we all do every day. We type something into a search bar and look for results. More and more, we're going to see that in our data, and we're seeing that in tools like ThoughtSpot. Generation, generating narratives that are in the language of the business domain. So whether that's generating documentation, generating a narrative explanation that says this is why this KPI is going up or this is why this KPI is going down, as well as actually generating great visualizations so that folks don't have to know, hey, what goes in the x-axis? What's a series? How should I create this chart? Generative AI can do that for us. So just a couple of ways that generative AI is going to impact us. I don't believe that will be the end of it. I think we're just at the tip of it, and there's more to come.
Thank you so much, Sonny. I think that was a really great overview of not only what is going on right now with generative AI and BI, but also the fact that there's a lot more to come, and I'm really excited to see what ThoughtSpot specifically has to do for their roadmap in the future.
Erin, thank you so much for having me on Captain's Compass. It reminds me of some of the great work that you and I got to do together at ThoughtSpot.
Yes, yes, it is no secret. I used to work at ThoughtSpot and I used to work with Sonny, and I really enjoyed our time together there. So definitely still cheering you on from the sidelines. But aside from that, Sonny, let us know where we can reach you for more of your great insight and content.
If any of your viewers want to reach out to me, if they want to find me, they can find me on Twitter here, or you can find me on LinkedIn. But thank you so much, and I really appreciate being on Captain's Compass.
So that's it for today's episode. Check out some of our other Captain's Compass videos to answer even more questions.